Welcome back, riders, to another week in the passenger seat. Whoop whoop! All right.
Woo!
Yes, it's been quite an eventful week. Hopefully, y'all had a great time this week. And you know us, we're gonna hop right into things. We're gonna talk about what we're following along with, and I guess the most pressing thing that we need to talk about is JJK, episode 5 from season 3. Now, before we get into that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we always appreciate y'all. And with that being said, let's hop right in. I want to talk about this first, my guy. I was I'm not gonna say too much because I do want to hear your side.
Okay.
But I will say this: I'm excited because they presented new characters. And this episode wasn't maybe as action-packed as the last one. There was a lot more dialogue. There was a lot more, substance. And so before I get into like a really detailed review of the episode, all I'm going to say is that I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's up there for me, honestly, for a lot of reasons. But let me hear your side.
Well, obviously, as you said, it doesn't compare to the other episode because you can't really compare it because they're two different types of episodes. It's not like you're comparing a fight with a fight. But obviously for me, and maybe you already saw this coming, but episode 4 is still high up there. Hasn't been toppled yet. I can tell you that much. But this episode was it was good. But it was just that. Like, it was kind of like an okay episode. Like, it was like we had this action-packed thing, and then you need to slow it down a little bit. And then you're going to get another action-packed thing and to, like, kind of, like, ease things out like that.
Right.
Because obviously there wasn't any action. I understand that not every anime episode needs to be action. And I appreciated some of the dialogue. I thought it was pretty cool. I saw the references. I obviously saw the references you showed me on Instagram, which, mind you, I saw the episode today at work. And then I started seeing all your Instagram things.
Very good.
Which, honestly, there were some references that I already noticed before I saw your video, but there were some of them I didn't, and I thought that was kind of cool. I like the little nods that JJK is doing. I imagine you're going to probably explain more to that. And by now, a lot of people have already probably looked online to those representations. But honestly, the best part of the episode for me, this whole episode was kind of like meh. But the best part was like that ending. Like the way they shot that they're just in that room talking and it doesn't change. Like, there's no different camera angles. And you can obviously tell that they did something different because of the way the characters were moving.
Yeah.
I'm obviously talking about the conversation of Yuji and I forget his name, the new characters that introduced. Yeah, it was almost like this fluidity of like a stop motion video game where it's like, it's somebody in like a gray suit. Like, that's what it felt like. Like, it felt so like actual human movement that when they went back to the way an anime is supposed to be, like the drawing, it was like night and day.
Right.
But I did like it though, like that smooth flow that made it feel so lifelike. Like, even the way he was opening the bottle, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. I like the little risk that Mappa is taking with doing these kind of new and improved kind of designs and stuff like that to change the way animes run.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is that scene is called, they did that, it's called the rotoscope. And basically what it is that they filmed, like, basically the two directors of the episode in that whole scene. And then they traced over it.
Yeah.
So
Which, mind you guys, and just to get an idea here, I don't want you guys believing that that's something Mappa created. Rotoscope has been around since forever, since the 30s, with the Disney movies and stuff like that. But I actually appreciate that they grabbed such an old way of animation and brought it into this episode.
yeah, 100%. Now, before we get more into the details of the episode, let me just slide this in here real quick because it is a point of contention for a lot of people. And it's the controversy. Again, there's a controversy with episode 5 with
Japan.
Yes, a lot of Japanese viewers dislike this episode like hardcore.
Oh my God, they're disliking this season.
Yeah.
Why are Americans liking this season more?
So here's the thing. Most Japanese people, from what I've seen, really dislike this episode. And they really dislike that last part, believe it or not. And it was because they changed it so much from the manga, apparently, where in the manga they were showing Yuji's facial expressions and stuff like that, versus here where it was just a shot where you couldn't see facial expressions at all. And so I was discussing this with a friend of mine the other day, and obviously referring back to Nick Light, who I saw a video where he was ranting, and I remember this argument on Twitter that he was explaining of somebody who's Japanese, saying that he said, he gave his commentary, and then somebody commented below, like from the US, like, oh, the like anime isn't for the Japanese audience anymore. And then Nick had a response to that where he disagreed. But then I was having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I said, I kind of like, I get it, right? It's kind of a disrespectful comment to say that it's not for the Japanese audience. I mean, anime is made by Japanese people, so you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, it isn't anymore, though, because the way that anime has exploded, like in terms of like, what's that term? In terms of like the amount of money that anime is making nowadays,
they have a wider audience. They need to
expand their audience.
Wider audience.
Of course, we're seeing it in anime movies nowadays. They're blowing box office records out the water, and now they can't just appeal to the original audience anymore. They have to appeal to other types of audiences. And I think that yes, they're taking some creative liberties in adapting the manga into the anime, but they're doing it with a certain intention, right? Not just the creative aspect of it, which is, for me and I think for most Westerners, is fantastic, using a lot of references in pop culture, but also all these things like they did with the rotoscope.
From what I saw, the creator of JJK loved episode 4.
Yeah,
at least from what I've read.
Yeah, but apparently there's a large group of people who just aren't really happy with it, and it's a shame, honestly, because I feel like you have to learn to appreciate media, even if it's not like exactly what you want it to be. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a difference in opinion. Now, writers, before we get into the details of the episode, let us know down below what you think about that controversy. Which side are you on? Like, if you haven't heard about it and this is news to you, then, just let us know down below, and we'd appreciate your feedback on that. Now, getting into the details of the episode that, made it, before we start talking about the end, because we jumped straight to that. Obviously, the references were cool. We had the reference to Winnie the Pooh at the beginning, right, with Masamichi. And then we had R.I.P. We had obviously the reference to Fight Club. We had the reference to Naruto. And I think that like
Naruto
you said,
reference is pretty fucking dope.
It was subtle.
And
it was very subtle.
I say it because as a person that from the get-go, when I watched the first season, saw the comparisons of Naruto and JJK, like he was Naruto, he was Sasuke, and the girl was Sakura. They were a team of 3, they were in the shooting exam, all that crap. And then this episode kind of like solidified like hey, a little something for the fans who kept saying that shit.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
and
kind of cool.
yeah, and obviously we can't fail to mention the Super Saiyan 3 pose from DBZ.
Yeah, but
which
you
is
also noticed that it wasn't just the Super Saiyan like pose. He did the jumping thing too.
Yeah.
The little exercise thing that Goku does.
I don't know. So I think like you said, the little touches of little nods here and there is actually something that I really appreciate. Now, that first portion of the episode was a little bit jarring, right? With Masamichi, they gave a little backstory there with him and creating the I'm gonna call them dolls. I forget the name. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like soul puppets or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And that scene with like the Kusakabe and his sister apparently lost her son.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Masamichi brought him back, and like the way that the doll did the little, pointing at himself and the mom remembered, that was really cool. I kind of understand why they skipped the whole fight between Masamichi and the principal. I get it. I mean, I don't know if he's the principal, the old guy.
I think because the Masamichi was the principal.
The old
guy
right,
was
right.
like the old guy was basically like picture like a board of directors.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like a top dog, yeah.
So I understand why they cut that fight scene, but I mean, I don't think there was a fight scene in the manga. I think, correct me please, writers, if you're watching. Now, it was such a cool thing to watch. It's not cool to watch him die, but it was such a cool thing when he was dying. His last words were basically to curse him with the knowledge of how to make these soul puppets. Because we know that in the world of JJK, last words are a curse, right? Yeah. So I think that was really interesting. Then we move on to, obviously, the team of Yuji and Megumi mobilizing out and going to look for Hikari. Jeez, I butchered that. Here's the couple of things that I didn't like about the episode, right? There were some scenes where the pacing fell off for me. Like when Yuji and Panda fought, and then Yuji gets invited to go see Hikari, and then Panda and Megumi are talking outside. That whole scene, it felt like a little off pace for me. I don't know if you felt the same way, where I was like, okay, the dialogue was okay so far, but this is like, this is kind of, I'm kind of.
I guess I didn't really think too much of it.
I was kind of like dozing off on that one. Now, obviously it was hilarious to see Yuji and Panda fight, and then they were just like tapping each other and like acting it out.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a nice little comedic relief. And
what's funny is that you showed me the video of all those references, and that guy didn't actually say the reference of Tekken fighting Panda.
Yeah.
Yo.
But I mean, fighting Panda, we've had him from the beginning. It's just, I guess, the setting.
No, it's the way. It was the setting. It was definitely the setting. That was the Tekken setting right there.
We also had the little what's it called, cameo from Gege Agutami in the background in the audience.
Yeah.
That was cool too. Now, moving on to, if I missed anything, let me know. But moving on to that last scene with Hikari, I absolutely love that scene. From the moment Yuji walked in, and like you said, the vibe felt different, and when you looked at it, and they just kept that shot there, and the movements were so fluid, so detailed. I really, really loved that last bit of the episode. I mean, I can understand if some people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion on it, and that's cool.
I think it's okay to try something new.
Yeah,
that's the thing that gets me. It's like they're just, all they're doing is trying something new with a scene that, let's be honest, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So they grabbed a scene that doesn't really matter and wanted to try something new. And if you didn't like it, maybe they won't try it again. But maybe if you liked it, they'll be like, okay, we got something.
Yeah.
And that's how anime usually evolves.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And like, let's be honest, how JJK is doing things that, well, I haven't seen too many animes either, but I haven't really seen too much in mainstream anime. So it's fun to watch. It's fun to see these cool little ideas that are going around. And again, maybe it's my ignorance that I don't have the time to sit down and watch every other anime out there. But yeah, for me, I think it was a really cool idea. It was really innovative. That's what I say. Innovative. I'm mixing with the Spanish.
Yeah, the Spanish.
But yeah, I think it was really cool. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that episode. I can't wait for Thursday, because that's gonna be that whole scene is gonna be a trip. So I'm super excited.
It was definitely in preparation for something else, something a little bit like a bigger, like a fight scene or something. I can tell.
Yeah.
But again, this episode wasn't bad. It was just okay for me.
Yeah. And did you realize that who Hakari? I keep saying Hakari's voice actor was?
To be honest, I don't keep track of Japanese voice actors.
That's fair. It's
yeah.
I can't. Okay, writers, I haven't watched One Piece, so cut me some slack.
Oh, is it? You said Zoro?
It is Zoro.
Oh, okay. You know what's funny is I have a guy at work. I know this is a weird rant here, but or segue, but I have a guy at work who he watches anime so much that he's always like, "Oh yeah, this voice actor did this guy and this guy," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't pay attention to Japanese voice actors." Which obviously, if you guys do, no offense, obviously, but I usually watch my animes in dub.
Yeah. Ooh. It's okay. Sometimes I do as well. Sometimes when I because I gotta multitask. I gotta be on my phone or do something while I'm watching TV. And it's very hard for me to sit down and focus sometimes, because I get fidgety. You know, I feel like, oh man, I gotta do something else, because if not, I get impatient. So I prefer to have it dubbed for sure. So I get you. Anyways, let's roll on to the nerd news. That was unless you had something else to add to the episode.
No, I guess not.
Okay.
I was gonna say we don't really need to talk about the other controversy or whatever of that episode, because let's be honest, the only people I think who care maybe American audiences.
Oh wait, are you talking about?
Well, technically, you wouldn't know if you didn't get spoiled it. So
I mean, they do mention
watching the episode. Do they?
Yeah, when Panda's talking to Megumi.
So yeah, I mean, we don't really need to talk about that one. But
Yeah.
I don't care. You don't care, so
I don't give a shit. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got some nerd news for you guys. Real quick stuff. Let's talk about some things that got announced this week. Netflix live action Gundam. They got the rights to do a live action Gundam series. Now this is the part where it gets a little iffy for a lot of people. It is starring Sydney Sweeney and
I think I heard this.
Centino.
That's a curveball.
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of in an uproar about the cast right now. A lot of fans are kind of like, yay, Netflix Gundam live action, but nay on the choices for the actors. So for those of you who don't know, Sydney Sweeney, if you live under a rock, she's from Euphoria. She's an upcoming star, blah, blah, blah. She's a blonde girl, whatever. And then Noah Centino, you might recognize him from Black Adam. He played Atom Smasher, and he's also playing the new Ken in Street Fighter.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing, right? We can't gatekeep, because what if they're actually like really big fans of the series and we just don't fucking know it, right?
Right.
Because we didn't really know that Henry Cavill was a fucking nerd until.
Plus, what are you guys waiting for? 2 live action people talking, or when the Gundams fight?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on.
I don't know. Give it a chance. I can understand how a lot of people who are a really big fan of Gundam don't want to watch that be potentially ruined. If it comes out bad, if it just comes out as one of those films that's like they're trying to push it to be a blockbuster and it's comes out being like, you know, but I don't know. Give it a chance. Go in with low expectations. You know what we say about low expectations. So
I will say I love that Netflix is giving a lot of animes a try.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not afraid to try to make live action animes, and they failed on Death Note, but then they succeeded on One Piece. So it all depends how you see it, you know. Like sometimes you got to roll your chances.
Yeah, for sure.
Other piece of nerd news, which is a trailer that happened this week. Obviously, by the time you guys see this video, it will be a week old, and it is Daredevil Born Again Season 2, or technically Season 5 if you're counting the entire Daredevil series in its entirety. It got released, and Jessica Jones obviously makes her little appearance in the trailer as well. Not much to tell, a lot of fighting, crying, Kingpin still taking over, and looks like Daredevil's on the run with Jessica Jones helping him be on the run. But I like the trailer. It was cool. Played Childish Gambino's new song. It was awesome.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I don't know if you. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, did you even see the first season of Born Again?
Yeah, the one with the white tiger.
Okay.
Duh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you gotta see the second season. Let's see. March, guys. Yeah. Other news in my comic book world is Avatar: Last Airbender is releasing a spin-off comic series of the Kyoshi Warriors. For those of you who are big Avatar fans, give you more into detail about the Kyoshi Warriors' lives and, you know, whatever. I mean, if you guys are excited about that, I'm probably not going to read it myself. I'm pretty sure my wife would want to, but I'm probably not going to read it myself. And the last piece of nerd news I got is not necessarily news that it's true. It technically is a rumor, but apparently it is a strong rumor. Avengers Doomsday post-credit scene will be either X-Force or X-Men related to one of the movies that's going to get released after Avengers Doomsday, because they're going to start focusing on creating the X-Men world after they're kind of done with Avengers Doomsday, and bring in more and more X-Men movies to create a big X-Men movie with a bunch of them featuring. So I'm excited for that one.
Let's go. I
love
like
the
that.
X-Men, dude.
Me too. Standalone Nightcrawler movie. Whoop, whoop.
I don't know if we'll go that far, but I don't think they'll create a standalone one. But I can't wait, because I love X-Men. I want the MCU to do them right. Yeah.
That's actually really exciting. I do like the X-Men movies. So yeah, let's hope that they'll do something cool with that. Now, rolling into a couple of my things here. I don't really have anything TCG wise. I mean, Pokemon Pocket TCG released a new pack. Don't even know what it's called, honestly. I know that Mega Gardevoir is on the cover, and they, they're bringing out a couple of cool cards. Now, other than that, Magic is the next upcoming set is going to be TMNT, so we're going to see how that rolls out. Lorwyn has been a pretty big hit. Not as big as some of the sets from last year, but all in all, in-universe sets, it's been really well received, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a really fun set to play. The two Commander decks that came out were, super fun. And yeah, so if you haven't picked up Lorwyn yet and you want to, go ahead and check that out. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple things that I watched this week. So I watched, obviously, Netflix. I was watching Outlast, for those of you who haven't watched it. I believe
Outlast, like the video game?
No. Outlast, it's actually a series, reality TV show, which is about survival. They drop people in a wilderness, and they have to survive. Whoever survives till the end gets a big cash prize. I think that's really cool to see, all this drama and survival experts.
Right.
No offense. No offense to people in there. It's just, I've seen a couple of them, and I'm no survivalist. I'm not going to survive out there more than 2 days. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, other than Outlast, or was it? Oh, yeah, it was called Outlast. I'm tripping.
Every time you say that, I'm like, oh, there's a series about the video game?
Yeah.
That'd be scary.
A couple other things I watched. I don't know if we should. I mean, it's something that I like. Most people like too. True crime stuff. I was watching this series called Murder in Mind. It's on Amazon, and it's literally episode by episode of different murder cases. And
Okay.
yeah, it's a bunch of psychologists and from different specialties, and they come in and they analyze like what was going on with that person. Really interesting stuff, man. The second or third episode was that TikTok guy. You remember him? The guy
TikTok guy.
yeah, the TikTok guy who acted like a Skyrim character, and he like got up from a chair and he was like walking. And he'd like walk all like weird against the wall.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember that guy?
No, I don't remember that guy. Well, but why was that necessarily a psychologist thing?
Because he his wife.
Oh, really? I didn't know any of this. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a crazy episode. So yeah, interesting stuff for those of you who are into that type of thing. Go ahead and check it out if you like that. The game I've been playing, let's talk about mobile apps, because I'm a huge fan. I'm always playing. I'm a really big fan of gachas. I know that's not healthy, but there's a game called Dragon Traveler I've been playing a lot. It's really fun. I'm not a sponsor, just Now here I'm gonna give my honest takes for those of you who are into gacha games, who know your way around a gacha game. I don't like gacha games that are too greedy. Dragon Traveler is somewhere in the middle. It's not extremely greedy. You'll notice it though, like if you're playing and you need to unlock like a certain character, it'll bring up a, hey, spend $40 and get the character. It's that type of thing, and it's you can avoid it, of course, obviously, but the thing with gacha games is that if you're a gambler, you're going to want to stay away from those, because you will get enticed. Now, it's not as bad as some games I've seen. Pixel Heroes. Pixel Heroes is absolutely atrociously greedy. It's, hey, do you want to proceed to the next level? We'll spend $10 and we'll give you the resources you need.
Effed.
Yeah, so it's not as greedy as some games. Now, there is another game I've been playing. It seems so far, and you can correct me, writers, if you've played this game, is called Cookie Run Kingdom. Cool little cookie characters. It's not as greedy, definitely not as greedy as, if we're putting them on a scale, I'd say Pixel Heroes is up there at the very top, Dragon Traveler in the middle, and then Cookie Run at the bottom for like least greedy. And it's been super fun, playing all these different type of games. And yeah, so if you want some app recommendations, if you're into gachas, go check those out. As always, I'm gonna repeat this one because it is getting updates, and it is one of my favorite games by far from last year that I discovered, and it's Once Upon a Galaxy. If you haven't tried that game, go ahead, try it out. I'm not a sponsor. I wish I was, because that game is so fun. I mean, I find it absolutely thrilling. For those of you who know, we played DC deck building on this channel, and it gives me the same vibe as DC deck building, where every single match it's a different thing, and it's always fun, it's always exciting. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Now, that is the end of what I had to say there. If there's nothing else, I think we're coming to a close. We're running up right on 30 minutes. So riders, thank you again for joining us on the ride today. And with that being said, hopefully you take care. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe on this video. Y'all take care. Peace out.
Peace.